The Awakening of the Titans. In the heart of the Galactic Defense Academy, a sense of anticipation buzzed through the amphitheater. Captain Alara Voss stood before a sea of eager cadets, her sharp gaze sweeping across the audience. Today was not just another lecture, it was the beginning of an exploration into something far more profound, the true nature of humanity as warriors. Alara adjusted her uniform and activated the holoprojector behind her. A holographic display flickered to life, revealing an image that sent ripples of curiosity through the crowd. It was an ancient depiction of humans engaged in battle, a scene that seemed almost primitive compared to the advanced civilizations surrounding them. Yet there was something captivating about it. "Cadets," she began, her voice steady and commanding. "What you see before you is not merely a relic, it is a testament to humanity's evolution as warriors. Today, we will delve into why they are considered the most terrifying force in the galaxy." As she spoke, Lieutenant Yarrick Thorne prepared to assist with the presentation. He had spent years studying human history and combat techniques, and he understood how crucial this information was for the future of intergalactic relations. The cadets leaned forward in their seats, their various appendages twitching with excitement. Alara clicked through the slides until she reached one that displayed footage from an infamous incident known as the Zeta Prime encounter. The room fell silent as images flickered across the screen, humans caught in a moment of chaos during a diplomatic mission gone awry. "This," she said, pausing for effect, "was supposed to be a routine meeting with representatives from various species. Instead, it turned into a nightmare when pirates attacked." The footage showed humans, diplomats by trade, suddenly thrust into a life-or-death situation. As chaos erupted around them, Alara pointed out Ambassador Lyra Cade's calm demeanor amidst panic. "Notice how they react differently than other species," she instructed. "While others scatter for safety, humans instinctively assess their surroundings." Yarrick chimed in, "This is where we begin to see what makes them unique. Humans possess an innate ability to adapt quickly under pressure." As the footage continued playing, it captured Lyra using a conference table as a shield against incoming fire while Security Officer Ryland Kess disarmed an assailant with surprising agility. The cadets gasped at the display of raw instinct and skill. "Look closely," Alara urged. "These are not seasoned warriors, they are diplomats and security personnel trained for negotiation and protection, not combat." The room buzzed with murmurs as cadets exchanged incredulous looks. How could these seemingly ordinary individuals transform into such formidable fighters? "Let's analyze what happened next," Alara continued. She paused the footage at a pivotal moment where Lyra executed an impressive maneuver that sent one pirate crashing into another. "This is what we call hysterical strength," she explained. "In moments of extreme stress or danger, humans can tap into reserves of strength that defy logic." Yarrick added, "This phenomenon has been documented throughout history, humans performing feats that seem impossible under normal circumstances." Alara resumed playback, showcasing how Ryland coordinated efforts to secure civilians while simultaneously engaging with multiple attackers using improvised weapons, a chair here, a broken piece of debris there. "What you're witnessing is not just survival instinct, it's an embodiment of their spirit," Alara stated passionately. "They fight not only for themselves but for those around them." As the footage came to an end, Alara allowed silence to fill the amphitheater once more before delivering her final point. "What you must understand is this: every human possesses potential that can be unleashed at any moment, a capacity for violence that can be horrifyingly efficient." Yarrick concluded with gravity in his voice, "And this is why humanity has earned its place in our studies, not merely as allies but as beings capable of great destruction when provoked." With that revelation hanging heavily in the air, Alara dismissed her audience for a brief break before diving deeper into humanity's history and its implications for galactic peacekeeping efforts. As cadets filed out of the amphitheater, whispers filled the hallways, questions about what they had just witnessed and discussions about humanity's role in intergalactic affairs began to take shape. Little did they know that this was just the beginning. there were far more layers to uncover about why humanity was deemed both terrifying and awe-inspiring across galaxies. The incident at Zeta Prime. As the amphitheater buzzed with the aftermath of Professor von Darris's lecture, the cadets were left with a lingering sense of awe and trepidation. The unsettling realization that humanity could transform from diplomats to warriors in an instant had ignited their imaginations. But the true implications of this knowledge were yet to unfold. A routine meeting turns chaotic. The scene shifted to Zeta Prime, a vibrant trading hub known for its diverse population and bustling marketplaces. Ambassador Lyra Cade, a seasoned diplomat with a reputation for her negotiation skills, was preparing for what was supposed to be a routine first-contact meeting with representatives from the Galactic Council's Trade Federation. Lyra was accompanied by her team, including Security Officer Rylan Kess, who had a knack for assessing threats before they materialized. As they entered the grand conference room, Lyra smiled warmly at the alien representatives gathered around the table. Her demeanor exuded confidence, and she understood the importance of building rapport. "Let's make this a productive meeting," she said, her voice calm and inviting. However, unbeknownst to them, danger lurked just outside the station. A group of Kronxian pirates had set their sights on the station, intent on causing chaos and seizing control. As the meeting commenced, tension filled the air. Little did they know that their discussions would soon be interrupted by violence. The attack. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the station. Rylan's instincts kicked in as he scanned the room for threats. "Everyone, take cover," he shouted as the doors burst open and armed pirates stormed in, weapons drawn. The aliens around the table dove for safety, instinctively following their survival protocols. But Lyra and Rylan remained composed amidst the chaos. "We need to protect our guests," Lyra exclaimed as she quickly assessed their options. Rylan moved towards the nearest wall panel and activated emergency lockdown procedures while keeping an eye on Lyra's movements. She grabbed a heavy conference table and flipped it over to create a makeshift barrier between them and the advancing pirates. The human response. What unfolded next was nothing short of extraordinary. Lyra's calm demeanor transformed into fierce determination as she shouted orders to her team. "Rylan, secure our guests. I'll hold them off." Rylan nodded and quickly moved to usher the alien representatives behind him. Meanwhile, Lyra picked up a decorative pole from the wall, a seemingly innocuous object that would soon become a weapon. "Watch this," she muttered under her breath as she swung it with precision at one of the pirates charging toward her. The pole connected with a satisfying thud, sending him sprawling to the ground. Rylan watched in disbelief as Lyra fought back against multiple attackers using nothing but her surroundings. This was not how diplomats were supposed to behave. They were supposed to negotiate peace, not engage in combat. Unleashing hidden potential. As chaos unfolded around them, Rylan couldn't help but marvel at Lyra's agility and strength. It was clear that she had trained for moments like this. Her movements were fluid and instinctive. He could see that she was channeling adrenaline into each strike. In another corner of the room, Rylan spotted a group of aliens cowering in fear behind a desk. "Stay down," he yelled at them before turning his attention back to Lyra's fight. Just then, he noticed another human, a young technical advisor named James Parker, working furiously at a console near the environmental controls. "James! What are you doing?" Rylan shouted over the din of battle. "I'm reprogramming gravity settings," James replied without looking up. "If I can create zones of zero gravity, it'll give us an advantage." Rylan felt a surge of hope as he watched James manipulate controls with astonishing speed. If anyone could turn this situation around, it was him. A tactical advantage. With James' quick thinking, gravity shifted dramatically in parts of the room. Suddenly, pirates found themselves floating helplessly as they struggled to regain their footing. Lyra seized this opportunity and launched herself into action. Now, she yelled as she executed a series of swift kicks and strikes against those who remained grounded. Her confidence grew with every successful move. She was no longer just a diplomat but a warrior defending her team. Rylan joined in as well, using his training to disarm one pirate after another. The tide began to turn in their favor as more humans joined the fray, each one tapping into their latent combat abilities that had been honed through years of training in various disciplines. The aftermath. In just under 4 minutes, 5 humans had subdued 15 armed pirates without any formal weapons, using only their surroundings and sheer determination. As silence fell over the room and the last pirate lay incapacitated on the floor, Lyra took a moment to catch her breath. "Is everyone okay?" she asked breathlessly as she surveyed her team and their alien guests. "Yes," Rylan confirmed while checking on James at the console. "You did it. We did it." But even amidst their victory celebration, there was an underlying tension, the realization that they had just experienced something extraordinary yet terrifying. A formal apology. As security personnel arrived on site to secure Zeta Prime after the incident, Lyra gathered her team together for a debriefing. They had saved lives but also caused quite a scene during what was supposed to be a peaceful meeting. "We should issue an apology," Lyra suggested hesitantly. "We didn't mean for things to escalate like this." Her team exchanged glances filled with disbelief but ultimately agreed, this was part of their culture. Even after such chaos, they still valued diplomacy above all else. As they drafted their formal apology letter to the Trade Federation, expressing regret for causing panic during their meeting, they couldn't shake off what had just happened. Ordinary humans had transformed into extraordinary warriors when faced with danger. A lesson learned. In retrospect, this incident would serve as an important lesson for both humans and aliens alike, a reminder that beneath their diplomatic facade lay an inherent potential for violence when provoked. As news of their actions spread throughout Zeta Prime and beyond, it became clear that humanity was not merely another species among many. They were formidable warriors capable of protecting themselves, and others, when necessary. The cadets at Galactic Defense Academy would soon learn that this incident was just one example among many that illustrated why humanity held such an intimidating reputation across galaxies. The evolution of warfare. A study of humanity's combat history. As the amphitheater buzzed with the aftermath of the Zeta Prime incident, Professor Von Darris prepared to delve deeper into humanity's complex relationship with warfare. The cadets, still reeling from the shocking footage they had witnessed, settled into their seats, eager to learn more about what made humans both formidable and terrifying. "Today, we will explore the evolution of human warfare," Von Darris announced, his bioluminescent patterns shifting to a vibrant blue. "What you witnessed in the last session was not an isolated incident. It is part of a long and storied history that reveals why humanity is classified as a Tri-XX danger species." With a flick of his wrist, he activated a new holographic display that showcased various historical battles fought by humans throughout the ages. The images flickered to life, revealing everything from ancient skirmishes to modern conflicts. The ancient roots of combat. "Let's start with their ancient history," Von Darris said, pointing to an image of a battlefield filled with warriors wielding spears and shields. Humans have been engaged in combat for thousands of years. Their earliest forms of warfare were primitive yet effective. They learned quickly how to use their environment and available resources to gain an advantage. The display shifted to show footage of ancient armies marching in formation, their banners waving in the wind. "Notice how they developed tactics and strategies even in these early days," he continued. While many species relied on brute strength or superior numbers, humans often outsmarted their opponents through clever maneuvers and psychological warfare. Cadet Luna Rex raised her tail in curiosity. "But Professor, didn't other species have their own forms of warfare?" "Indeed," Von Darris replied, "but what sets humans apart is their ability to adapt and incorporate new techniques as they evolve. They don't abandon old methods, they build upon them." The renaissance of combat techniques. As the holographic display transitioned to the Renaissance period, images of knights jousting and archers firing arrows filled the screen. During this time, humans began to refine their combat techniques further, von Deris explained. They developed specialized roles within their armies: cavalry, infantry, archers, each with distinct functions. The footage showed knights clad in armor charging into battle while archers rained arrows down upon their enemies. This era marked a significant shift in human warfare, he said. They began to understand the importance of coordination and strategy on a larger scale. Rylan Kess, sitting among the cadets, leaned forward. So they were not just fighting, they were thinking about how to fight better? Precisely, von Deris affirmed. Humans have always sought ways to improve their methods. They studied their enemies and learned from each conflict, which allowed them to adapt quickly. The Industrial Revolution and technological advancements. The display shifted again, this time showcasing scenes from the Industrial Revolution. Factories churned out weapons at unprecedented rates while soldiers trained with new firearms. With technological advancements came a transformation in warfare, von Deris explained. Humans harnessed steam power and later electricity to create machines that changed the battlefield forever. Images of tanks rolling across war-torn landscapes and airplanes soaring through the skies captivated the audience. They invented new weapons, artillery, machine guns, aircraft, that increased both the scale and lethality of combat, he continued. Yet even with these advancements, they maintained their core principles: strategy and adaptability. Cadet Yarrick Thorne raised his hand. But didn't this lead to more devastating wars? Indeed, von Deris replied solemnly. The two world wars were catastrophic events that reshaped human society and warfare forever. But even amidst such destruction, humans found ways to innovate, developing tactics like blitzkrieg and guerrilla warfare that demonstrated their resilience. Modern warfare, a new era. As the presentation moved into modern times, footage showed soldiers equipped with advanced technology, wearing body armor and using drones for reconnaissance. In today's world, humans continue to evolve their combat strategies, von Deris noted. They combine traditional tactics with cutting-edge technology. The screen displayed scenes from recent conflicts where soldiers utilized cyber warfare alongside conventional combat methods. This hybrid approach allows them to fight on multiple fronts simultaneously, he explained. They can disrupt enemy communications while engaging them directly on the battlefield. Rylan couldn't help but express his amazement. So they're not just fighting with weapons, they're also fighting with information? Exactly, von Deris said enthusiastically. Information warfare has become just as crucial as physical combat in modern conflicts. The psychological aspect of warfare. With a wave of his hand, von Deris shifted focus once more, this time highlighting psychological elements involved in human warfare. Clips showed soldiers engaging in propaganda efforts alongside military operations. Humans understand that war is not just fought with weapons but also within minds, he stated firmly. They employ tactics that manipulate perceptions, fear tactics designed to demoralize opponents or rally support among allies. Cadet Luna Rex interjected again, her curiosity piqued. But how does this affect their reputation? It creates a dichotomy, von Deris explained thoughtfully. On one hand, they are seen as brutal warriors capable of immense destruction, on the other hand, they are viewed as empathetic beings who strive for peace when possible. The legacy of human warfare. As the presentation neared its conclusion, von Deris reflected on what humanity's history meant for other species in the galaxy. Every conflict has taught them valuable lessons about survival, lessons that have shaped their approach towards war and diplomacy alike. He paused for effect before delivering his final thoughts. What you must understand is that humanity's evolution as warriors is ongoing, they are always learning from each encounter, always adapting. Von Deris looked around at his captivated audience before adding one last point, and therein lies the true terror, every human possesses the potential for greatness, or destruction, when faced with adversity. The amphitheater fell silent as cadets absorbed this profound insight into humanity's complex nature as both warriors and diplomats, a duality that would forever shape intergalactic relations. The resilience factor. The human spirit in adversity. In the amphitheater of the Galactic Defense Academy, the atmosphere was thick with anticipation as Professor Von Darris prepared to unveil the next chapter in humanity's exploration as warriors. The cadets, still buzzing from the previous discussions, settled into their seats, eager to understand how humans could endure and thrive in the face of overwhelming adversity. Today, we will examine one of humanity's most remarkable traits, their resilience, Von Darris announced, his bioluminescent patterns shifting to a vibrant green. This quality not only defines their approach to warfare but also shapes their very existence. He activated a new holographic display that showcased various human feats of endurance and survival. Clips began to play, illustrating moments where humans faced insurmountable odds yet emerged victorious. The power of determination. The first clip depicted a group of human soldiers trapped behind enemy lines during a fierce conflict. They were outnumbered and outgunned, yet their determination shone through. What you see here is not just a fight for survival, it's a testament to the human spirit, Von Darris explained. When faced with danger, humans tap into an inner strength that allows them to push beyond their limits. Cadet Yarrick Thorne leaned forward, intrigued. But what drives them? Is it sheer willpower? Indeed, Von Darris replied. Humans often fight for something greater than themselves, family, friends, or even ideals. This sense of purpose fuels their resilience. The footage continued, showing soldiers coordinating a daring escape despite their injuries. Notice how they communicate under pressure, Von Darris pointed out. They rely on teamwork and trust, which amplifies their effectiveness in dire situations. Pain tolerance, a unique trait. As the presentation shifted focus, a new clip displayed a human soldier named Lieutenant Amanda Bennett trapped under debris after an explosion. The footage was harrowing, her legs pinned beneath a massive beam, blood seeping from multiple wounds. Yet instead of succumbing to despair, she began dragging herself toward safety. This is what we refer to as hysterical strength, Von Darris explained, his voice filled with awe. In moments of extreme stress, humans can temporarily ignore their physical limitations. The cadets watched in disbelief as Amanda crawled through the wreckage, her determination unwavering. She shouldn't have been able to move like that, Yarrick whispered to Luna Rex beside him. Yet she did, Luna replied, her eyes wide with admiration. Von Darris continued, humans possess an extraordinary pain tolerance that allows them to function even when severely injured. This ability is not just physical, it's mental as well. The endorphin response. The next clip highlighted the concept of the endorphin response, a biological phenomenon that enables humans to experience heightened strength and endurance during traumatic events. When faced with what they consider a righteous cause, Von Darris explained, humans can push through pain that would incapacitate other species. The footage showed Amanda Bennett fighting through enemy lines despite her injuries. She's not just surviving, she's thriving under pressure, Von Darris noted as he observed the cadets' reactions. What happens when they're not under pressure? Cadet Luna asked. Good question, Von Darris replied. In calmer situations, they may feel pain more acutely. But when they're fighting for something they believe in, whether it's protecting others or achieving a goal, they can transcend those limits. The role of training. As the presentation progressed, Von Darris introduced another aspect of human resilience, training. Clips displayed soldiers undergoing rigorous physical conditioning and combat training designed to prepare them for extreme scenarios. Humans train extensively for combat scenarios, he explained. They practice under various conditions, extreme heat, cold, altitude, to ensure they can adapt when faced with real challenges. The footage showed soldiers navigating obstacle courses while carrying heavy loads and enduring harsh weather conditions. This training prepares them mentally and physically for combat, he added. Yarrick nodded thoughtfully. So it's not just about natural ability, it's about preparation too. Exactly, von Deris affirmed. Their resilience is cultivated through discipline and dedication. The psychological aspect of resilience. The next segment focused on the psychological aspects of resilience in humans. Clips showcased soldiers participating in team-building exercises designed to strengthen bonds and enhance communication skills. Humans understand that mental fortitude is just as important as physical strength, von Deris noted. They engage in activities that promote camaraderie and trust among team members. The footage depicted soldiers working together to overcome challenges, whether scaling walls or navigating treacherous terrains, demonstrating how teamwork bolstered their resilience. By fostering strong relationships within their units, von Deris explained, humans create an environment where individuals feel supported and empowered to face adversity together. Real-life examples of resilience. As the presentation neared its conclusion, von Deris shared real-life examples of human resilience from various conflicts throughout history. Clips showcased stories of individuals who had overcome seemingly insurmountable odds, survivors who had endured captivity or loss yet emerged stronger than before. One such example is the story of a soldier who survived being shot down behind enemy lines, he recounted. Despite being injured and alone, he managed to evade capture for weeks before reuniting with his unit. The cadets listened intently as von Deris detailed how this soldier's determination and resourcefulness allowed him to survive against all odds. This is what makes humanity so unique, he concluded. Their resilience is not merely a trait, it's an integral part of who they are. A final reflection. As the lights dimmed in the amphitheater once more, Professor von Deris looked around at his captivated audience, the realization settling in that humanity was not only capable of incredible feats but also possessed an unwavering spirit that could inspire awe and fear alike. Remember this lesson well, he said softly. When you encounter humans in your future endeavors, whether as allies or adversaries, understand that beneath their fragile exterior lies an indomitable will forged through countless trials. With those final words echoing in their minds, the cadets left the amphitheater with newfound respect for humanity, a species defined by its resilience and capacity for greatness even in the darkest moments. The unleashing of fury. The calm before the storm. The amphitheater was filled with a palpable tension as Professor von Deris prepared to delve into the next segment of his lecture on humanity. After discussing their resilience and adaptability, he sensed that the cadets were both fascinated and apprehensive. Today, he would explore a darker aspect of humanity, what happens when they unleash their fury. Cadets, von Deris began, his voice steady yet commanding, we have seen how humans can endure and adapt in the face of adversity. But what occurs when they decide to abandon their self-imposed restrictions? What happens when they unleash their full potential without restraint? He activated the holographic display, which flickered to life with images of battlefields strewn with chaos. The footage showed human soldiers engaged in combat, their faces set with grim determination. What you are about to witness is not just a display of strength, it is a revelation of humanity's capacity for destruction when provoked. The catalyst for fury. The first clip depicted a conflict known as the Ravager Uprising, where humans faced an insurrection from a group of genetically modified beings that sought to overthrow their governance. The uprising had begun as a peaceful protest but quickly escalated into violent confrontations. Initially, the humans attempted to negotiate, von Deris explained, his tone somber. They offered dialogue and solutions, believing in the power of communication. But when diplomacy failed, they were forced to respond. The footage showed human soldiers standing firm against waves of attackers. Look closely at their expressions, he urged. What you see is not fear but a steely resolve, a determination to protect their way of life. As the clip progressed, the situation deteriorated. The modified beings began using extreme measures, attacking civilians and destroying property. It was then that humanity's fury was ignited. The turning point. The display shifted to a pivotal moment in the conflict. A human commander named General Marcus Hale made the decision to escalate their response. This was not taken lightly, von Darras noted. General Hale understood that once unleashed, there would be no turning back. The footage showed General Hale rallying his troops, his voice booming with authority. "We will not stand by while our people suffer," he declared. "We fight not just for ourselves but for those who cannot defend themselves." As the soldiers prepared for battle, von Darras emphasized the gravity of the situation. This is where humanity's true nature emerges, their willingness to fight fiercely when provoked beyond reason. The Wrath Unleashed. The next series of clips showcased the human military's response as they launched a counteroffensive against the insurrectionists. They utilized advanced weaponry alongside traditional tactics honed through centuries of warfare. "Observe how they combine old and new methods," von Darras instructed. "They are not bound by convention, they adapt and innovate on the fly." The screen displayed scenes of soldiers employing guerrilla tactics, ambushing enemy positions from unexpected angles while using drones for reconnaissance. "This is where humans shine," he continued. "They think outside the box and exploit weaknesses in their adversaries." As the conflict intensified, it became clear that humanity's fury was not just about physical strength, it was also about strategy and cunning. The consequences of provocation. As von Darras narrated the unfolding events, he highlighted the devastating impact of humanity's unleashed fury on both sides. The footage revealed scenes of destruction, buildings reduced to rubble and cries echoing through the chaos. "This is what happens when you provoke humans," he stated firmly. "They will fight back with everything they have, and they will not stop until they achieve victory." The cadets watched in silence as images flashed across the screen, human soldiers pushing forward relentlessly against overwhelming odds, their faces set with grim determination. "What you must understand," von Darras continued, "is that this fury is not mindless rage, it is calculated and driven by purpose, a desire to protect what they hold dear." A turning tide. As the battle raged on, General Hale's forces began to gain ground against the insurrectionists. The tide had turned decisively in favor of humanity, but at a great cost. "Even amidst victory, there are consequences," von Darras noted somberly as he displayed footage of wounded soldiers being treated on-site while others continued to fight. Despite their injuries, many refused to retreat or seek medical attention until their mission was complete, a testament to their resilience but also a reflection of their fierce commitment to one another. "This is what makes them both admirable and terrifying," von Darras explained. "Their willingness to sacrifice for each other creates an unbreakable bond among them." The aftermath. As the conflict reached its conclusion, General Hale stood before his troops amidst the ruins left behind by battle. His expression was one of mixed triumph and sorrow. "We fought bravely today," he began, his voice steady despite the weight of loss surrounding them. "But let us remember those who fell and honor their sacrifice." Von Darras paused for effect before delivering his final thoughts on this segment. "In moments like these, humanity reveals its duality. They are capable of immense destruction yet possess an equally profound capacity for compassion. A lesson learned." With that statement hanging in the air, von Darras shifted gears once more. He wanted his cadets to understand that while humanity could be terrifying warriors when provoked, there was also an essential lesson about restraint and responsibility. "Remember this well, every species has its limits," he cautioned them. "And when those limits are crossed, even the most peaceful beings can become formidable forces capable of unimaginable consequences." As he concluded this part of his lecture, von Darras could see that his students were grappling with complex emotions, a mixture of respect and fear for what humanity represented in the galaxy. With this knowledge imparted, he prepared them for what would come next, an exploration into how humanity's past conflicts shaped its present identity as both warriors and diplomats.